everyone, it's Job. I hope you're doing well. Today we are discussing my 2022 planners and journals, also known as a Techo Kaigi, which roughly translates from Japanese to notebook meeting or planner or journal meeting. This term is something that I first learned about in late 2020 from the Stationary Cafe podcast hosted by April, Phyllis, and Kelly. It's a term that's super useful because it's faster than saying my planner and journal and notebook setup for 2022. So this is my Techo Kaigi video, and we're going to discuss the two kind of main spheres of notebooks and journals and planners that I'm using. The first sphere is the main journals, so the ones that I use almost daily or pretty often, and then the supplemental ones are supplemental. I only use them occasionally, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly, or whenever the mood strikes. So we'll start with the main notebooks first, and then we'll go into the supplemental notebooks. So first up, we have planners. I have 3 planners right in front of me. We'll start with the first one. This one is my work planner. This is a traveler's notebook, regular size, olive edition. This is limited edition and came out a few years ago. I actually bullet journal in here, so I am a lazy bullet journaler. So I use an insert from Soomkeen Paris. This is like almost like a luxury notebook brand, and this is the traveler's notebook or A5 slim size that they have. And this is called the universal notebook because it has notches on the margins that help you create easy like bullet journal spread. So it's easy to make a monthly spread because there's 7 dashes or 8 dashes here, and I don't know, there's I think 7 or 8 here. So it's easy to break down like a spread into a monthly spread or a weekly spread. But I'm even lazier. I actually use this insert for my weekly spread, and then I have a Traveler's Notebook 2022 insert from Traveler's Company. This is predated already, and it's just a regular monthly insert, and I use this for like work events and tasks, and I've been using it this is my second year using this setup, and it really works for me because I hate making monthly bullet journal spreads, and this kind of saves me from doing that. I just have a 2022, actually no, this is really old, this is from 2020, clear folder that I sliced open and DIY'd to turn into a folder with wings so I can store more things in it. And I've also sewed an integrated leather pen loop to fit larger pens like fountain pens. But yeah, this is the Soomkeen notebook. I can't really show you any like test spreads just because I'm currently using this. I'm halfway through this. This is the 174, I believe, 158 page iteration of this notebook. I think there's a 280 version, so there's like 100 more pages. You'll see it a little bit later because I'm using a similar notebook from Soomkeen. But yeah, this is quite chunky. I think I'm halfway through, and I finished a whole year of work bullet journaling in here. So I basically just cut the page into to 5 days of the week here, the 5 work days, so as to encourage a healthier work-life balance. So in theory I still take work home, but I usually put it in this notebook instead, or this planner, which you'll see a little bit later. But that's my attempt at having a better work-life balance. But I have that here on this side, and the right hand side is just a memo page, so it just has my long-term or week to-dos, and then there's a note section here as well. I just can't show you, but yeah, pretty simple setup. I love how sleek it is and pretty compact, and I always keep my fountain pen like at the moment, like the pen that I'm really obsessed with at the moment in this pen loop, so I can use it quite a lot because there's a lot of writing when I'm at work. So yeah, this is perfect for me. Next up, we have my personal planner. This is a Mini 5. The cover is from Filofax. This is the Ochre Malden in the mini size. I love anything Mini 5, and this is something that I discovered in 2021. I'm really obsessed with it. I just love how tiny and pocketable it is. It truly is pocketable for me. It can fit in my jeans or pants pockets, but I try not to do that because it's still pretty thick. But it really fits in my coat or jacket pocket really easily. So It's really portable and really great for running errands and yeah, just jotting things down on the go. So I have dividers made by me, stickers that I cut to mini 5 size, sticker release paper that I've cut to mini 5 size to add some stickers there. I have an add to planner section. Then I have my daily section, which just has various inserts from Peanuts Planner Co. This is from Loveleaf from Amazon Japan. Then I have my weekly. I have a Peanuts Planner Co. week. No, this is a year at a glance. And then I have Filofax proprietary inserts that I purchased from Amazon Japan. I'm pretty sure you can buy this from Amazon, like North America or Canada or USA. But I bought it from Amazon Japan because I was buying the next insert, which is only available on Amazon Japan so far. This is the Plotter Mini 5 inserts. This is really nice. It really is a good use of the layout or the real estate on this page, because they actually go all the way towards the margins. And if you can see, there's actually a difference between some of my inserts. The ones that I print myself are actually just pocket ring inserts that are printed at 88 or 86%. So it fits into the Mini 5. And this gives us a little bit of extra width compared to the traditional Mini 5 size, which is pretty much the same width as a business card. So it's really tiny. It just gives you a little bit of space up top. But yeah, a business card would probably be around this size. And the Mini Plus size, which is just downsized pocket inserts, give you a little bit of more room. So if you just want to be efficient and just buy your inserts, they come a little bit smaller. But if you take the time and to print and cut your own inserts, you get the luxury of getting a little bit more space. But I really like both sizes. They work for me. It's not that big of a deal breaker if I'm using this. I'm just more about convenience now. So this takes less time because I don't need to print or cut anything. But yeah, if I do want to print more, I have a plethora of inserts to choose from. This is from Paper Test, and this is from Peanuts Planner Co. But yeah, I have various videos about Mini 5 on my channel, so I'll link them down below. And lastly, there's just a cleaning tracker at the back. I've never used this. I want to try cleaning. Well, that sounds so bad. It sounds like I don't clean, but I've been watching a lot of like cleaning TikTok, and I just realized that there's way more things in the world and in my house that seem clean but are not as clean as you think. So this is just like a way to kind of track that and make sure I'm on top of my cleaning game. But yeah, this is like a new edition. I haven't tried it yet, but yeah, this is my Mini 5. And then lastly, the last planner is my Job's Journal planner. So anything related to Job's Journal, like the YouTube channel that you're watching right now, Instagram, my shop, it's going to be planned in here. I'm still toying around with the idea of merging these two things together, but I just love the idea of using a plotter and a Mini 5. So I'm keeping them separate, but in reality, I feel like I can probably get away with putting these two together, but I love this hobby and trying new things. So hence the multiple planners. But this is the Plotter Narrow. This is the narrow size, the Pueblo leather in black. Pueblo leather is kind of treated with a like gold brush to create this cool texture on it, and there's kind of like almost like swirl like pattern on it, but that allows it to patina even faster. I bought this pre-loved on eBay before Plotter USA launched, but before that you could only buy it from like Japanese stores and you have to get it mail forwarded to you if you live outside of Japan. But luckily I live in Canada, so I can purchase from Plotter USA because they ship there. But yeah, I have dividers made by myself, and then I have again Plotter proprietary inserts for the monthly spreads, and then the weekly spreads are from Plotter as well. Really good design. I really like that this is not a week plus memo, it's just a week that spans across the page, gives you a lot of room. And then you have a projects page. This is Peanuts Planner Co. And I got this hack from Phyllis of Miss Ling Bloom. This is actually a personal size insert. So narrow from Plotter is actually the same ring configuration and height as a personal or Bible size insert, but it's just a little bit like narrower, so hence the name narrow. But I basically followed Phyllis's hack of printing a personal size insert slightly smaller. I forget the percentage, but I'll leave it down in the description bar below. But yeah, it was really, really cool to find out that hack, because there's not a lot of inserts that are narrow size on the market right now. So this is a project manager. I have the plotter to-do lists, which I think are genius. You have your task here, and then you have a progress bar from 0 to 100%. You can mark it quarterly, and it's super cool because if you love checking off like check boxes or tick boxes, this kind of fulfills that need, even though you're not done like a really large task. For example, if I had, I don't know, a video that I was working on and I'm like chipping away at the editing of it, I can kind of like mark it off gradually, instead of kind of like just feeling unsatisfied that you can't tick off a box yet. So that's kind of like I'm sure this has some sort of psychological meaning behind it, but it makes me feel good every time I use it. And then lastly, we have a references page. So it just notes the things that I reference a lot. And then I have like a notes section at the back. This is getting a little too full actually. But yeah, this is a notes section there's just like, you know, little notes, stream information and whatnot, things that I just jot down. It goes in the back. But yeah, this is my last planner, and again, I feel like these can probably be merged together. I don't like merging my work with like personal / like outside life stuff, so I like to keep them separate. But I think eventually I'll be back to just having 2 planners like I always have, because it's, you know, do I need 3 planners? No. But do I want to have 3 planners? Yes. But let's move on to my main journals, and then after we'll get into the supplemental notebooks. So next up, we have our journals. These are the main journals that I use regularly. Regularly doesn't mean daily, but I've kind of tried to let go of like the pressure of daily journaling, even though my first journal that I'm going to show you is considered, or I name it my daily journal, but I only journal in it, you know, when I can. If I miss a few days, that's fine. If I miss like 2 weeks, that's fine too. I've definitely kind of shaked off that guilt that I used to feel when I used to not complete my journal inserts. But this is a regular size traveler's notebook. This is the Ace Hotels Camel edition, but I've painted it with this kind of checkerboard print. I've been loving checkerboard in 2021, and the love kind of continues into 2022. I have a B-sides and rarities orange waxed cotton zipper pouch. It's starting to patina really nicely. There's just some ephemera and washi samples here, and in the back as well there's just ephemera. I have another like ephemera storage insert here, which is just my craft insert, which is a craft folder insert, sorry. And it's nice. Sometimes I just put my pencil board here. Sometimes I leave it as a bookmark, but it's nice to have the option. And then I just have one insert in here because I'm still completing my December daily insert, but normally I would just probably have one insert in here, and it's just the insert that I'm currently working on. In theory, this would be volume 27 of my daily journal. That means, you know, there's 27 other books that have my daily log of stuff, but I call it daily journal. But again, like I said earlier, it's not really daily. But yeah, this is like my ride or die system. I used to start every year with just using a traveler's notebook, I think for maybe 4 or 5 years, and just in 2021 actually, and 2020 was when I started branching out and trying other systems. So this will always be a mainstay in my planning and journaling setup, and it's so nice to continue like using this. It just feels like home for me. I don't know why I got so sentimental there, but again, I would use this for my travel journal if I was, you know, traveling, but that's not, you know, the case with the global situation right now. But, you know, if traveling opens up, this is definitely something that I would use. I would just switch out the insert in there for, you know, a regular travel journal insert, just a regular size that's blank, and then I would just put like a passport in here or in here, and then boarding pass in here too. But yeah, that's my daily journal. We shall move on to, this is my weekly recap journal, and this is, I'm very excited about this. This is new to me. I bought this at the end, like actually no, like right before Christmas, but my birthday's right after Christmas, so I bought myself a birthday and Christmas gift. This is actually, it's upside down. Wow. This is the Louis Vuitton desk agenda in damier eben. It's the dark checkerboard, classic like canvas print from Louis Vuitton. You can tell I'm really into checkered things. But this is, yeah, new to me. This is actually a little bit larger than A5 size because this actually fits a ring, or not a ring, a spiral notebook system that you can buy from LV. But I want to use my own insert, and the journal that I'm using inside is actually my Thinking of You journal, which is one of my favorite journals. It's designed by Mr. Eggplants, and it's such a lovely journal. So you have the cover over here, not week at a glance, year at a glance, resolutions, year plan, various Gantt charts and Gantt trackers, and then this is the December month, and then this is like the real start of 2022, and this is pretty much the same layout for the rest of the journal. So it's a cover page with like a quick month at a glance, a larger month, and then your weekly, and then usually if the month ends like on a random day, like it doesn't end on a Sunday, like for example January ends on a Monday, you still get the full spread, but there's just no pages or days indicated here. So you wouldn't start February on this week because in terms of like design for this journal, they really want you to like start your month over here. So you would start on a fresh spread. So it gives you a lot of, I don't want to say wasted pages, but there are some pages where you get like one day here and you have all this room to journal and collage, which works for me and for people who use this journal, because I think people who tend to purchase this have a lot more like collage-y, free-flowing Taiwanese journaling style, because Mr. Eggplants is a Taiwanese creator and stationery designer and artist. I really admire all her work. But yeah, this is the layout, and then you get 3 pages of lettering or calligraphy practice, and then it just repeats. But I intend to use the month layout for gratitude. I did that this year and I was pretty successful at it. It's really, really fun to just fill out and use different fountain pens each day to write a little tidbit of gratitude. And then the weekly pages over here are just pretty much an open canvas. Like I like to journal kind of without being too mindful of the lines. Like, you know, I still try to put whatever events that I'm talking about or journaling about it within that little like vertical part of the spread, but you know, the top half is open game, and I think that's why I really like this journal, because you have your week on the bottom half of the spread, and then you have this like kind of blank space up top, which is really cool. But yeah, this has been like my life log. In terms of evening journaling, I always fill this in first, and then I fill in my daily journal, just because this is kind of like my log of my life. Like if someone needs a cheat sheet to my 2021, this is probably it, because you can look at the gratitude and kind of get a glimpse of what was happening, and then yeah, these are just a quick log of my days. And sometimes I'm more focused on the collaging, which is fine, but yeah, I just feel so creative in this journal. Like I did a full like fall style spread here in the like the lettering practice because I wanted to do some collaging, and it's just really fun. But yeah, that's my weekly recap and my new purchase. It feels really really nice and very luxurious, but the journal that I'm going to show you next is like, I don't know, it feels even more luxurious. This is the Atelier Phyllis Yokohama A5 natural leather cover. It's so nice. This is actually sent to me, so I didn't pay for this, but it was not sponsored. This video is not sponsored, but they were kind enough to send this over to me because they just launched their company, and holy crap, it's so nice. It's made in Japan, and I believe the kind folks over at Nomado store, I have kind of I don't know if they're the ones running it or they're affiliated to it, but Charles is so kind from Nomado store to reach out. But yeah, I'm using this journal. These are kind of like, I don't know, mainstays that I think I'm going to be using quite a lot. This is a new journal that I'm trying out. This is the Research Project Weekly Journal by Our Studio. And this, I believe, is created by Hank's Diary. Our Studio is run by two people, Bear Koopa and Hank's Diary on Instagram. I'm a big fanboy of both of them. They seem like really cool guys, and I love their art style a lot. But I was really intrigued by this planner or journal, and you get like, typical year at a glance, and then you have all the 12 months here, which is kind of cool actually. And then it goes into the weekly planner. So I intend to use this this notebook and notebook journal to journal about my media and hobbies. So like media that I've consumed and hobbies. It's kind of like maybe too much. Like I think I'm putting everything under the sun like within this notebook, but I just don't know how to like break things up into like where I should compartmentalize. So I didn't want to open up another journal to do media and to log my hobbies, but I think I'm just going to do both because I want to get into more language learning. So I want to pick up my Korean learning because that Duolingo owl notification on my phone kind of haunts me every day, and I haven't really like practiced. So that's one thing that I want to kind of log and kind of journal about and practice in here. I think there's enough room for me just because this is a 2x4 grid system. So you get this little square for each day, and then there's one extra square that just has the month at a glance and a lovely illustration here and a quote. And then there's also like cute swatches here. But I also want to log my reading here and then kind of just mention what I've been reading because I want to get back into reading. And then I really want to try crochet. I don't know if that's going to make it into here, but I also am getting into tarot as well. So there's just so many things. And in terms of media, I think I just want to like write down like probably just a few bullet points of what I am watching or reading currently or listening to actually. So I'm not really gonna like write or give myself like too many guidelines of what should be in the box like for each day. I'll see how it goes because so far I've really been enjoying logging and writing reviews about the different media that I've consumed, but it's like in various different inserts, and I think maybe just having one central place might be nice. The thing is, I just love making like journal spreads in my traveler's notebook regular size. Like I'll do like different, I'll just show you real quick. I know we're getting sidetracked, but there's just like fun like song reviews here, like song quotes. This was my review of Hellbound. Like I don't know, so if it goes in my daily planner, it's fine, but if it goes daily journal, but if it goes in here, that would be ideal too. But yeah, I'm gonna see how this goes for the next few weeks in 2021 and see how it goes. But I'm optimistic that I'll find a use for it because these are two planners or journals that I'm really stoked to use. And lastly, we have, I don't know if this should fall into a planner or the journal section, but this is my Hobonichi weeks. I was using it as sort of a weekly log last year, but this is actually a March start or spring start Hobonichi weeks, and I have these friends to thank. They banded together and got this for me as a little gift, and I'm still so grateful for it. The cover is by Lacao. Oh, this is one of my favorite covers. This is a matcha cover. This is actually custom designed by myself. So it has like a secretarial pocket and then just a slip pocket here. I think this is the Victoria pocket configuration in old boots leather and in matcha leather. But I want to use this as my health log. So I was thinking this journal ends on, I think in March or April, and I still have time to kind of figure out if I want to purchase a new one or if I don't need this anymore. But it's a good time to actually try something new in here. So I'm thinking of logging my meals, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's just some natural partition here because there's a little notch at the top of each line here. So this would be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I was thinking maybe mental health or mood, and then physical activity or exercise, because I just feel really unhealthy in general and I just want to work on that. So we'll see how it goes. But honestly, this is actually one of my favorite journals, and I feel kind of sad that I'm changing the purpose of this, because this used to be kind of like a creative planner in some way. Like I would still write things that were coming up in here. Like you can tell when I have written something prior to decorating, and then in some ways it became kind of like a week log, similar to my thinking of you. So I don't want to like double weekly log, because it just feels like I'm being redundant, and but I really love journaling in this, so I'm really torn. We'll see how it goes. I have a feeling that I'm gonna like health log for a bit and then end up decorating the health log, and then it'll become like a regular journal, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be nice to even decorate a health journal to make me more motivated to use it. But that's it. Let's move on to supplemental notebooks. Lastly, we have 4 notebooks, which brings us to 7 core main journals and planners, and then we have 4 supplemental notebooks, which brings us to 11, which is there's a lot of notebooks. But again, supplemental notebooks are just notebooks that I have on my desk that I reach for. Sometimes it might be once a week, maybe it's once a month, maybe just when the mood strikes. But we'll start with the first one. The one that I want to mention first is this one. This is actually like my diary. Technically, I guess my daily journal is my diary, but this is like burn book diary. Like if I need to rant, this is where it goes. If I just need to write and just like let everything out, this is where it goes. Sometimes it's super negative, and so I don't really like take photos of anything in here. I still decorate because I love adding stickers and stuff, but there's sometimes like I'll just type stuff out, like you can see right here, and just print it out. There's like a whole bunch of tip-ins, but I'm using the loveliest A6 Hobonichi cover. This is the Count the Lights cover. It's so pretty, it's so nice. I absolutely love it. One of my favorite covers that they've made for this launch. And then I just have a Zoom Keen notebook, just like the one that I talked about in my work bullet journal, and this has 280 pages, so a lot more. And I wanted to finish this in 2021, but I didn't. And I actually have a 2022 what is it called, day free, A6 day free, that I was supposed to put in this notebook cover, but I'm just going to use this first because I've already started it and I don't want to abandon it. So I'll use this first, and then the day free is undated, so it's perfect actually. But yeah, this is just a little burn book, nothing too serious, and I still kind of collage in here too, which is nice. Next up, we have my Galen Leather A6 cover in like this dark brown. I have an old 2021 Take a Note. This didn't work for my sister and for me, so it's gone through 2 people, and it just hasn't worked as a planner for both of us. I'm sure in the future I'll use this as a journal, like I'll try Take a Note again. It just didn't jive with me, but I'm currently trying to not waste this paper, because this paper is from, well, the paper inside this notebook is from Tomoe River, so it's really good quality paper. And so I try to do like ink testing and like ink doodling in here, just that when I'm trying out a new pen or trying out a new ink, I kind of just put a few swatches here just to see what it looks like. Sometimes I do my currently inked in here. It's like an all-around catch-all like scrap paper notebook. It sounds really bad, but I still want to give this some life, so I'm using this. And then we have, this is my Midori Codex one day one page that I purchased back in 2020. I was tricked into buying it, just kidding. There's this lovely store manager, Kimmy of Paper, my favorite stationery store in Vancouver, and when she was talking about this, I was like, oh, I need to have it, but I didn't use it in 2020 and I didn't use it in 2021 just because I was finishing up my current sketchbook, and now I'm finally done my sketchbooks, so I can finally start a new one. And this is going to be my sketchbook. This is one day one page, so there's like 365 pages here, and there's a little perforation here so you can keep track of where you are, and this is where you'd put the date. Just lovely MD paper. It's not white, so that might be a deterrent for some people. I actually really love cream, and I love working with warmer tone colors, so it looks really good on cream. But I know some people just want to sketch on white paper or like stark white paper, and that's fine too. But yeah, this is the Midori One Day One Page in my old, I've had it for a year now. This is a TSL, so the Superior Labor X Baumkuchen A5 cover. This is in the Azuki colorway, so it's canvas with natural leather accents. I like it, but it's really aging really fast. Like you can see that the color is changing here already, which, you know, I'm not mad about. This is actually what used to house my Thinking of You, but I think I like Superior Labor's leather more, and I think I like the canvas, but I would like it in a bag format instead of like a notebook cover, because yeah, I think maybe it's even just the colored canvas. Maybe I just want natural canvas. But yeah, I'm still in love with it, but not as madly in love with it as when I first bought it. And lastly, the last notebook in my supplemental notebooks is this passport size traveler's notebook in the camel colorway. This is actually the 5th edition star edition camel traveler's notebook, again in the passport size. This is one of the first introductions of the camel colorway, and I will save this in a fire if I need to, because this is like a holy grail item for me. I've always wanted this. Shout out to My Plans a Mess Sven for selling this to me. It's like such a dreamy notebook. I'm so happy that I have it. But I just have a B-Sides and Rarities waxed canvas zipper pouch in yellow or mustard. Really love it. I just have some ephemera in here as well. And then I have 2 inserts, and these are I guess will end up being the same type of insert, but this is what I first started using. This is the super lightweight paper insert. This is from B-Sides and Rarities. It's almost like vellum like paper, and I used to call this my collage book. I really love it. There's just like mini collages. There's really no pressure to write. I only kind of use this when I want to. And then I think maybe in the summer I decided to make this junk journal insert for this, and I love it so much. I actually named it Mini Moments, and it's just like small snapshot of my life. Like it doesn't need to even be significant, but I just do like collaging in here, layering. There's not much writing. I mean, that's the wrong spread to show because there's writing in here, but there's just a lot of photos and like collages that I enjoy. Like this is one of my favorite collages in this. I don't know, I think this is one of my favorite things that I've made in 2021 period. But it's just nice to layer, and I think I like that it's a junk journal insert. But in general, I want to continue this Mini Moments journaling like insert, or this series of journals in the future, just because it's like really fun. It's more focused on like capturing memories and actually just focusing on the collaging and like the art aspect of it. Like I get really playful in here, and it's not about the writing so much as like the visuals of it. So it's really fun. Like this doesn't have any writing, it just has the date on it, and I really like it. It's just fun to kind of collage and use the stuff that you own. But yeah, this is my last notebook in my lineup. I hope you found this video useful. I know like 11 notebooks is a lot, but again, this is a hobby of mine, and it's really bringing me so much joy, and it really allows me to exercise my creative juices. So I hope you learned something. If not, I hope you just had fun hanging out and geeking about notebooks and journals and whatnot. I'll be back very soon with more videos. Let me know what you're using in 2022. I'd genuinely like to know, because you never know, I might add another notebook or journal or planner to this system, or maybe I'll like remove one of these in favor of the things that you mentioned, because I'm just curious and I love trying new things out. So leave your notebook setup and journals and planners that you're going to use in 2022 down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone. Love you so much. Bye.